What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Bitcoin sold off below $56,000 for three times in the past couple of months, and this has investors and traders wondering if the top is in. Plus, we have the stock market uh, finding a little bounce here this morning, and has many investors and traders asking, are we going to see a gap fill here on the S&P? And the Qs lose an upward trend line as NVIDIA has sold off over 12% in the past couple days. So today I want to discuss what is going on with NVIDIA and the stock market. Plus, we will get into Bitcoin and crypto. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. All right, guys, so let's start off with NVIDIA because all eyes are on this chart right now. NVIDIA sitting at 109 and finding a little bounce here this morning. So what is going on with NVIDIA? Well, so we had the news come out that NVIDIA had been subpoenaed, and now NVIDIA says they didn't receive an antitrust subpoena from the Department of Justice. So that is very interesting. And is it time to sell your Bitcoin and crypto? Uh, well, I don't believe so. And a lot of crypto investors are leaving the crypto space, but should you be worried? Um, Well, I wanted to point out a couple things here. Right now, we are at fear levels that we have not seen on crypto in since the bottom in back in 2022. You can zoom out here on this chart. You can see these fear levels that we are seeing right now is the lowest since back here in 2022 when Bitcoin was at the bottom. So I think that Bitcoin will continue to go up, and we may see Bitcoin and crypto rally this fall. We'll get more into that later in the video. But first, I wanted to discuss the dollar. The dollar falling here a little bit today to 101.27. So the last couple of days, we've seen a bounce here on the dollar. And as we've been mentioning on this channel, if the dollar continues to see weakness here, well, that will be good for risk on assets and really all assets. We could be potentially going below 100 on the dollar here in the coming days. So that will be something to watch out for. And we have gold attempting to break all-time highs, sitting at 25.17. So are we going to see a new high for gold? Well, I definitely think so over the long term. However, uh, we may be getting a bit toppy here. We are seeing some rejections on gold at the moment. Doesn't mean it can't go higher. It definitely could. But we could see a little weakness here. We've had a nice run on gold over the past month, and so we may see a little bit of weakness here possibly coming in the next couple of weeks before establishing if we can hold this level right here around this 2470 level. And are we going to see yields uninvert? Well, that is the big question that a lot of traders and investors have been asking. And right now, we are attempting to break below that 1% or get that yield inversion, which so many investors and traders talk about uh, kicking off a recession. But really, if you take a look at this, a lot of times you don't see a recession for at least another 6 to 12 or possibly 18 months after we get that uninversion. So this stock market could continue to go higher. Let's go back to the SPY and discuss what we need to keep an eye on moving forward with this stock market, because there has been a lot of selling pressure lately. So the SPY sitting at 552. It looks like we may go down and get one of these gap fills here around 543 or possibly that 534. I think that is probably what we may see here in the next couple of weeks. We know, generally speaking, that September is one of the weakest months for the stock market as well as crypto. It is particularly a very bad month for crypto. Um, and so if we think about that and we go back to the Bitcoin price, well, what is going on with Bitcoin? Sitting at 57,164 today. And we did have some more selling pressure yesterday, dipping below that $56,000 level. We've mentioned this level here many times that we thought this level right here would be key to hold, but really we need to get back above that 60,000 and reclaim that area before we can see if Bitcoin and crypto is going to move higher. And really, something to really keep in mind here is we are putting in a series of lower highs right now. So we need to get back up above this $65,000 level, reclaim that area, and then if we can get back up above 68, well, I think we will be on our way to all-time highs, and I think that is coming very soon. We'll discuss that more in a moment. But I wanted to discuss a few other things that we need to keep an eye on, because the panic in the markets the last couple days have caused the markets to suspect that the Fed may cut 50 basis points in September. Over the past 2 days, the odds of that have went up to 45%. It was around 30% or so before a few days ago. So really the odds are increasing that we may see a 50-point rate cut in September. And if that happens, well, I think that the market may freak out. However, we are still favoring a 25 basis point rate cut. I think that is probably what we will see most likely. And really, that would be probably more healthy, a more gradual rate cut. But we got other couple things that we need to keep an eye on, such as jobs, and we will discuss that later. Um, what else is doing well? Well, silver is finding a bounce here today, sitting at $29, and looks like we may have just found some support here for silver right around 27, 28 dollars. Um, as we mentioned before, we thought if we would break this downward sloping trend that we would get a breakout. We did get that, and we mentioned that we may retest this area one more time before silver starts to move higher. We know that silver tends to lag the price of gold. However, from a returns perspective, right now, silver has potential to offer better returns than gold. Another stock that I wanted to mention is BitDeer, ticker symbol BTDR. This is a crypto miner, and the reason I wanted to mention this stock because, as always, I try to find the best performing stocks on this channel as well as cryptos for you guys. And anyway, what I wanted to mention here is a couple things. One, BitDeer is a crypto miner, and so we know that if Bitcoin rallies, we will see these crypto miners do well. Plus, everything right now is all about the AI, although we do see that some of the money is flowing out of the Magnificent Seven AI is still all the rage right now, and really what has driven this whole stock market move. Um, and Bitdeer Technologies, they use AI to help increase their compute power and their hash rates. So that is very bullish for this stock. Right now, sitting at $6.04. And as I mentioned here before, we had this downward sloping trend, and I thought if we break out, that we would see a little rally. We did get a little bit of that. We came back down, retested it again, got a little bounce. We are down here right now, as I mentioned, at $6, losing our upward sloping trend. However, I do think that some of these crypto stocks are going to do very well this fall, and we will discuss that more in a minute. You can also see that the RSIs are at the bottom side on the daily, so that is something to keep an eye on. And really, one other thing I wanted to point out here is if we take a look at the weekly charts, you can see that the RSIs are at the bottom side uh, here as well. And you can see the last time we were at these levels is when we got this big rally on some of these small cap stocks. And it seems that the majority of the small cap stocks and cryptos are also showing the same trend. We know we bottomed out here on a lot of these small caps in 2023. We then got that rally last year in the fall before selling off earlier this year and coming back down. We had that second higher low that we see on so many of the charts. So the some of these small cap stocks are looking very bullish, and this is where a lot of traders understand that you can make very good returns on some of these riskier assets. Of course, it is a high risk play, so that is something to keep in mind. Uh, Nevertheless, I do think this stock will do very well in the coming months. Um, if you are interested in trading uh, forex pairs, commodities, or crypto, you can do so with Prime XBT. I use Prime XBT and I use it for a margin account. You will need a VPN. There is a link down below. Um, but what I like about Prime XBT is when you do sign up, you can use a margin account. So this is really a good way for anyone that is kind of getting into trading and wants to build a portfolio and maybe doesn't have a lot of money. Um, but I will say, if you do use margin and leverage, you must be very careful and find good trades. And that's why I try to show you guys these setups to help you find these trades. So if you're interested, there is a link down below. Plus, they are offering up to a 20% bonus when you sign up, or 25% off on trading fees. So, what is going on with Bitcoin? We had this news come out yesterday. I tried to make a video yesterday, simply had too many things going on. Uh, but anyway, I am back here after the Labor Day holiday. Went out of town to visit my parents and my brother. Um, but yeah, just getting back here to the property, and I've had a lot of things going on uh, between businesses with the Airbnbs and my car that I am building. Nevertheless, finally getting caught up here. And so I'm back and I wanted to discuss this because I found this very interesting article the other day that says Bitcoin uh, may go to $52 million. And this isn't just any small analyst. This article uh, here is this information is from Van Eck. So they reveal a couple scenarios, and I wanted to discuss those real quick. So I found this post here on Twitter by 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗶𝗺𝗏𝗿. Uh, Van Eck released its 2050 Bitcoin price predictions. They have a bear case of $130. So if that is all that Bitcoin does over the next 20 plus years, well, that would be disappointing. But their base case is 2.9 million by 2050. I think that is probably a likely scenario, and their bull case is 52 million. Will we see that? I don't know about that. That seems very over optimistic. You would have to have just a perfect um, amount of variables line up that would cause that. So I don't know that we're going to see that. Nevertheless, I do think that Bitcoin goes much higher. And I wanted to point out why I think Bitcoin and crypto are about to break out. Uh, and it's because of this flag pattern right here that we are seeing on the altcoins. The altcoins have continued to bleed out as uh, Bitcoin continues to put in a series of lower highs, and this has been one of the longest um, sideways to downward action that a lot of the crypto people say they have seen. This is my first true cycle really watching this stuff all the time. Nevertheless, I got in back in 18, 19, bought a little bit, but gotten into it a lot more here since the bottom in 2022. And I just wanted to say that we have this flag pattern here, and typically these flag patterns are bullish, and we can get an idea where these altcoins are about to go by taking this measurement here from the bottom to the top. That is the pole of the flag. And if we move that over here, well, you will see where these altcoins may be going here this fall. I think this is the most likely scenario. I think you will see a lot of these altcoins begin to rally. Excuse me, guys. um, So I think that's a real possibility. However, you will need to see Bitcoin rally first. We know that fall is generally bullish for crypto. We also have the Bitcoin dominance potentially putting in a top here. We keep running into resistance right around 57.7, and it looks like uh, Bitcoin dominance may start to go down here. We can extend this chart here a little bit. If we do lose this, well, we know those altcoins will start to take off and outperform Bitcoin. We saw that earlier this year when Bitcoin took off. We saw a lot of those altcoins start to rise, and we may be going into that crypto cycle here very soon. So one thing I wanted to point out for Bitcoin, as I mentioned earlier in the video, is that September is historically one of the weakest months for Bitcoin and crypto. However, October and November is very bullish, generally speaking, for Bitcoin. This is the monthly returns for Bitcoin in those months. So you can see here on average in October, you have about a 23% return on Bitcoin. So that is amazing. Really, the thing about Bitcoin is you pretty much have to be in it because there's really only about 10 days out of the year um, when you see those massive green candles, and um, it is exciting, but nevertheless, you have to be in it at the right time. And so it's very hard to kind of trade crypto in a way because it is so volatile. Nevertheless, the charts do help you understand that better. So I wanted to mention a couple altcoins that are looking strong. First off is Solana sitting at 132. And I just wanted to zoom out here on this chart a little bit so you can get a better idea. This is the daily, and you can see a very similar patterns in several of these coins, although Solana has been holding up better than most. It looked like Ethereum may hold up better with the launch of the ETFs, but that was kind of a nothing burger at the moment. I still think Ethereum will do well. However, Solana is holding up better than most all these altcoins. Most all of them have lost uh, this level. So I think Solana is going to be that probably top performing altcoin as far as a risk to reward basis. That being that it has probably the least amount of risk for the most amount of upside. I think Solana will do very well this fall. Another coin I wanted to mention is I always want to say Arve, and it's not Arve, it's A. The ticker symbol is AAVE. I tried to pronounce this the other day. I think I messed up, but nevertheless, right after the show, I had the correct name in my mouth, and I cannot think of it. But anyway, um, I will take a look at that. But nevertheless, this is a DeFi network, so decentralized finance network, and this coin's actually holding up a lot better than most of the other altcoins, sitting at 130.46. And you can see here, we are kind of in the same range that we were back in March. And it looks like DeFi may want to take off. Of course, real world assets will probably do very well as gaming at some point. But yeah, this altcoin is looking very strong at the moment. If you are interested in buying Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, or many more, you can do so with iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital allows you to buy, sell, and trade crypto, gold, and silver 24/7 in a low cost, no monthly fee, tax advantage IRA. I use iTrust Capital, and they have over 5,000 plus 5-star reviews on Google. If you're interested, there is a link down below. Plus, when you sign up, you will receive an additional $100. Um, so be sure to go check them out. I really like iTrust because they have people that you can actually call and talk to. All right, guys, let's discuss what else we got to keep an eye on this week. We had the ISM data come out yesterday, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. I think that kind of freaked out the markets a little bit, but mainly probably NVIDIA. We also have a couple other things we need to keep an eye on this week, just mainly the jobs. We have a revision that is coming out this morning. It should actually already be out, but the big one will be tomorrow at 10:30. And guys, don't forget to go follow me over on X at Mind of Financier. I am Mind of the Financier on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And I post anything over there that I see that has to do with the markets. Um, and I posted this video, retweeted this yesterday, uh, just to point out what is happening in California right now with the government there loaning up to 150K to illegal immigrants potentially to buy housing. So it looks like this stock market is kind of setting up similar to what we saw back in '08, '09, where we just continue to lend and build up debt. Everyone is in debt. The government's in debt. People are using credit cards to live off of. And we know this doesn't end well. So, this was a quick little video. I just shared it over there just so you can watch to see what this guy has to do. Peter Saint, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. On uh, but apparently a very smart guy, and he uh, makes a lot of sense in this video, so you should go check it out. It helps you also to give you a better idea what may happen in the real estate market. So if that's something that interested you, go check that out. And it is Thursday, guys. I'll be back here tomorrow with another video, and I will be keeping you guys updated. I think this fall is going to be very interesting, especially with the presidential race going on. We need to see what happens here over the next couple months. It will be very important. All right, guys, until next time, take care, be legendary, and peace.